Known as the attorney for the damned, American lawyer Clarence Darrow remains one of the most captivating figures in legal history. He was renowned for his impassioned defence of cases that seemed hopeless and was a staunch champion of workers' rights. We'll speak to the author of a new biography on Clarence Darrow in a moment, but first, Hamish Fitzsimmons has the look at the man who, even 70 years after his death, remains one of the most famous lawyers.
In the early 20th century, there was no more towering a figure in US law than Clarence Darrow. He's been immortalised on stage.
I never hesitated to defend a man accused of murder, if only to prevent a second murder by the state.
And on screen.
Because fanaticism and ignorance is forever busy and needs feeding.
He was one of those sort of outstanding, iconic figures in the first half of the 20th century. One of the great trial lawyers of all time.
Darrow was born in 1857 and died in 1938. During his career, he took on cases others considered hopeless and incessantly pursued justice for the underdog.
I'd rather help the men get an 8-hour day than be elected President of the United States.
One of Australia's most prominent barristers, Julian Burnside QC, says Darrow was a complex man.
He was really genuine in his opposition to capital punishment. He was genuine in his support for the workers who were treated pretty poorly in those days. He was complex, though, and flawed. He was something of a philanderer, and he hit the bottle pretty hard, and he flew pretty close to the wind at times.
One of his best-known cases was the Leopold and Loeb trial, where two wealthy young men from Chicago who murdered a 14-year-old boy were almost certainly facing the gallows. His clever defence saved them from execution.
He let the word get around that he was going to raise insanity as a defence, and then he did a backflip on the first day of the trial and said, well, we're pleading them guilty and we're going to argue about insanity as part of the plea hearing. It really annoyed the prosecution because they were expecting a sort of public lynching and in the event after a marvellous plea, a very famous, very remarkable plea. The two young men were saved from the gallows and got life plus 99 years.
In another famous Darrow case, the veteran lawyer defended John T. Scopes in a trial in 1925 in which the Tennessee schoolteacher was charged with breaking state law by teaching the theory of evolution rather than creationism. The controversy surrounding the trial, which eventually resulted in the law in Tennessee being changed to allow the teaching of evolution, inspired a play and later the film Inherit the Wind.
If you take a law like evolution and you make it a crime to teach it in the public schools, tomorrow you can make it a crime to teach it in the private schools, and tomorrow you may make it a crime to read about it, and soon you may ban books and newspapers.
The portrait of Darrow, the legal champion of seemingly hopeless cases, remains that of a flawed man, one of enduring fascination. Hamish Fitzsimmons, Late Line.